Hi, I'm Nancy, and this is a 30-minute yoga session that emphasizes the connection between the brain and the sensations of the body. Yoga always is developing this relationship just because of the way it is, but I want to bring attention to this to enhance our listening to the body's messages. Take a seat now with your hips a little higher than your knees, up on some pillows or blocks, or perhaps in a chair for this first part. Let the hips settle down into the earth, draw up through the spine, and let the chin come in just a bit for a longer neck. Bring the attention to the breath as it comes in through the body. Is it short or is it long today? If it's a short breath, be aware of a short breath. If it's a long breath, be aware of a long breath. Those are words actually of the Buddha. The point being, be aware of the breath. Let the gaze be soft and the attention within the body. How does the breath change as you settle in? Notice the temperature of the breath. Are there places where it's warmer or cooler? Now let the breath go to some point of the body that's asking for some attention, for some letting go. The breath brings softness and healing. Let it flow in and out of that place. This relationship between the brain and the sensations of the body is called interoception. It relates the insula, a part of the brain near the brain stem, to the sensations of the body, without words. Yoga invites us to become more skillful at perceiving feelings from our bodies, getting out of the thinking part of our brains, and being curious about the embodied self. Reginald Ray says, the body is nothing other than our own totality. It is our deeper self calling us home. And now opening the eyes. Bring the hands up behind the back of the skull, elbows wide. Inhale and exhale as the chin comes down towards the chest. Inhale, head up into hands. Exhale, let the hands draw the chin down just a little farther, gently. And notice where you're feeling this. Inhale, back into the hands. Exhale, down. Do you notice any sensations? Maybe in the back of the neck or the top of the shoulders. And inhale, back up. Keep the hands where they are. Inhale as you spread through the elbows, and then exhale, bring elbows in and chin down. Inhale, open, perhaps feeling an opening through the sternum as well. Exhale, down. A slight pull through the top of the spine. And one more time, opening up and closing. Let the hands come down. Remove anything high that's under you, such as pillows or blocks. You might want a blanket under your hips. Again, you can still be in a chair if you would like. With crossed legs, let the body come forward, then over to one side and back a ways and over to the other side. And around this direction 2 more times. What's the feeling here? Perhaps there's some feeling in the hips, or the shoulders, or the waist. Then turning in the other direction, And 2 more times around, attuning the self with that deeper self of the body. Leaving some quiet so that you can sense that. Now bring one hand down and inhale as that arm rises up. Gaze follows as it goes up and follows round, opening up through the shoulder and coming back down. One more time round in this direction. Those who feel much trauma and have been traumatized through the experiences of their lives, bring the hand around the opposite direction. Often that connection between the insula of the brain and the sensations of the body are cut off in order to survive certain situations, and come around and down. Other side, opening up, big circle through the shoulder and the arm, listening to the body. We all have some amount of trauma in the sense that we embed our fears round the other way, our grief, our angers in our body. And so by doing yoga, by listening to the body and what it needs, we become more sensitive to where our body is telling us needs attention. And perhaps we can shake up those emotions that have been long embedded in our bodies. Bring one hand down to the mat and the other one reaches up. Exhale over. Quietly listening to the side of the body. We'll do the same side one more time, reaching up and over. Inhale up on the other side and exhale over. Inhale up and exhale over. Come back up. Remove the blanket and we'll come to a lying down position. First, just let the body sink down into the mat, onto the floor. What message does the body send you here? Then bringing the right leg up, supporting it with the hands behind the thigh. Turn the ankle 4 or 5 times in one direction, slowly and deliberately. And then round the other direction. Reggie Ray says that each part of the body has its own form of consciousness. And coming to a pause, arms come out and leg slowly comes down. Inhale, the other left leg up, support it, and turn the ankle. Nowhere can we be aware of that consciousness more than in the ankles and the feet. The feet so aware of different rocks and smooth places that it has to deal with through life, and bring that leg down. Bend the knees up above the hips, arms come out straight from the shoulders on either side. Let the knees come down in one direction, hover above the earth, then bring them back up and down in the other direction. Pull them back up. What awareness comes forth from the body here? What muscles are working? Is there any place you can let go a little bit more? Perhaps in the jaw or the shoulders. However, it's interesting that the side muscles, the sides of the hips, the abs, also the shoulders a bit and arms are working here, and coming back to center. Now bring the feet down. Hands come along the sides. Inhale as the glutes are strongly pushing the hips up, arms come up overhead, soles of the feet bear down into the earth. Feel the bottom of the feet. What is their awareness here? And come back down. Then rolling over, we're going to come up into a tabletop position. Bring hands directly under shoulders and knees directly under hips. Inhale as sternum rises. Exhale as back arches up. Continue with this cat-cow. The spine certainly has its own consciousness. And as it moistens and warms here, what does it tell you? Come back through center. Bring the right hand so that's directly under that shoulder. The right leg, is going to come back, and the toe will come back and lift. So right toe comes back to the earth behind you and then lifts up and down. And one more time, up and down. Now bring that leg up. Good support from the right hand under the shoulder as the left arm reaches out in front. Opposite hand, opposite foot reaching out. And we're going to hold it here. Listen to the dark of the body here. What's it telling you? Aware of the balancing. And then bringing it down. Left hand comes directly under the shoulder. Left leg reaches back. Toe and lift. Toe and lift. And one more time. Perhaps noticing the glute working here. Now the right hand reaches out and left foot reaches out. Strong through the belly here. What do you notice needs to hold? What do you notice can relax? Perhaps the fingers and the toes. And bring everything back. Now we're coming back down into a prone position, into Sphinx with the forearms directly under the shoulders. Fingers are wide, gripping the mat. Anchor down through the hips and down through thighs and the fronts of the feet. As the shoulder blades come down towards the waist, feel the opening through the front of the body and the chest, and the roof of the mouth comes up a bit. Gaze at the front of the mat. Now let go of what we're thinking, and what does the body need here? Then bringing the torso down, bring arms along the side and lift head, shoulders, arms, and legs just a bit. Head going forward, feet and fingers going back, and come down. Up once again, reaching up. This time bring the hands so that they are facing each other just a little bit beside or above the glutes, and come down. Then try a different hand position. Hands might clasp behind the neck with wide elbows, and see how that feels, and come down. Try a few more times. Coming up into locust. Experiment with different hand postures here. Perhaps palms are down, perhaps palms are facing each other, perhaps palms come and hands clasp behind the neck. Experimenting how the body feels. And bring it down. Let the cheek rest on the back of the hands. In touch with that primal voice of the body. Then bringing hands under the shoulders and up onto knees. Tuck the toes, we'll come up into downward dog. Let the knees be soft here. Bring the attention to the backs of the legs. So even as you're stretching back through the hips, let the attention in this first downward dog be on the backs of the thighs and the calves, the arches, the toes, the ankles. What feelings come forth here? Then coming forward into plank, knees can always be down for 3, 2, and 1. Elbows come close, knees come down. Come into a brief cobra. Torso comes down, tuck toes, push up into downward dog. Knees are soft again, this time bringing attention to the hands, the arms, the feelings along the sides and back the spine as you stretch back. Then arches of the feet might come down a little farther towards the mat. Follow the body's needs here. Then bringing knees down. We're going to bring the right foot forward between the hands and stretch back through the left heel, knee up. So a lunge stretch here. Then bring that left knee forward onto the mat. Left hip is right above the knee and right hip is right above the ankles. Arms go out from the shoulders. Align the hips with the left hip coming a little forward, the right hip coming a little back. Aware of shoulder blades. Try bringing one hand with fingers straight up towards the sky and one hand with fingers down towards the earth. And try just a little side bend here. Experimenting and listening to what the body says and how the body deals with this. Go to the other side and try a little side bend on that side. Let the body be your guide here. Arms come out to the side, hands come to the waist, and hands come down. Bring the left knee down and the right knee down, and the left foot comes between the hands. Reach back through the right foot. Feel the opening in the front of the hip. Then bringing the knee down, lifting up into a knee down lunge, arms come out from the shoulders. What sensations do you notice here? Fingers up towards the ceiling, other fingers down towards the earth, and a slight side bend. Opposite directions with the arms, and a side bend on the other side. What's the internal sense here? And bring arms out to the side and back together, and the knees come together. We're going to rise up into a pyramid. The right foot will be forward and the left foot back. All toes are forward here. The feet are on railroad tracks, so there's a little bit of space in between the feet. Bring the hands so that they are perhaps clasped below the buttocks, or perhaps hands on opposite elbows. Both legs are straight, although this front knee is a little soft. Inhale up through the crown, exhale over, torso parallel. Inhale up, and exhale over. Belly might come closer towards thigh, but ask the body, what works here? And inhale back up. Hands to the waist. Bring the foot back to 30 degrees coming out, and bring it back just a little bit. We're coming into warrior one. Bring the hips so they're aligned towards the front of the mat. Arms come back behind the body with palms open to the front. Let the shoulder blades hug together a bit. What's the feeling in the palms? Inhale, arms up. Gaze rises slightly as fingers rise up towards the ceiling and come back down. Inhale up one more time. Palms might stay parallel, or you might come into steeple fingers with 4 fingers together. What's the sensation in the back foot, in the sole of the back foot, the sole of the front foot? And exhale down. Bring the hands to the waist, and the left foot comes forward, right foot comes back, all toes forward, feet on railroad tracks, legs straight, softness in the front knee. Hands come to opposite elbows or clasp below the buttocks for a little bit more support through the back. Inhale up through the crown, exhale, torso parallel. Inhale up, exhale over. We'll listen to the body. How far over? And inhale back up. Hands to the waist. Back foot goes back just a little farther and opens to 30 degrees. Hips align towards the front of the mat. Front knee is bent. Arms behind the body a bit. Palms open. What do you sense through the chest? Inhale, arms up. Gaze rises a bit. Exhale down. Once again, coming up, palms parallel or coming into steeple fingers. What do you feel in the shoulders, in the back of the neck? What else is talking to you in the body? And exhale down. Bring the hands to the waist and feet together. Now coming to a standing position with feet a little wider than hip width apart. Let the arms come up, and as the knees bend, let hands come down along the sides, palms down and back behind the body, and then lift up and let everything fall down. This swing is a wonderful way to feel the momentum of the body. Let the brain just go with the gravity and the momentum created here. If you'd like to come up on tiptoes, that's fine, either way. Two more times. And come back up. That one feels good. Bring the feet just a little wider than hip width apart. The right hand comes across the chest as if it's pulling the string of a bow, the elbow coming out to the side. The left hand pushes the wood part of the bow out to the side, and gaze follows those fingers. What awareness comes forth from the body here? And the fingers, the hands, the arms. And then bringing that hand in, left hand pulls the string of the bow across, and right hand pushes the bow out. One more time in each direction. Right hand pulls the string, left hand pushes out. The body holds in it things that have been unresolved for a long time. It will gradually, other direction, let you know at just the right time what needs attention. And bring hands back in. Now bring the upper arms along the sides of the body, and the forearms are facing each other, palms facing each other. We're going to move the arms but not by using the muscles of the arms, but by using the muscles between the shoulder blades and the spine in the back. So bringing the shoulder blades in towards the spine, and because of that movement, the forearms come out. This is a good one for connecting the brain and the muscles that we rarely think of, sometimes have trouble even feeling in the back. It's also very good for our posture, to strengthen our postural muscles. One more time. And let the hands come down. Now bring the feet wide. Feet are out at 45 degrees and knees are coming out towards the toes, not beyond the toes. Let the tailbone come down in the direction of the earth. Hands are on the thighs. Turn towards one thigh and then come down over that thigh. Body moves from one thigh to the other and comes up upright with an inhale. Exhale down over thigh, across and up. Inhale. Exhale down, across, over and up. And continue. What guidance is the body giving you here? And one more time, down, across, up, and upright. Straighten the legs and toe heel the legs together. The body might have been saying, we don't want to do this for too long. Now we're going to come into a warrior two. The front foot with the toes forward and the back foot straight behind at 30 degrees. Find your stance, shallow, wide, wherever is conducive to good communication between the brain and the body. Opening up through the chest and reaching out through the fingers. The body holds in it what needs to be done at this moment. We just listen. Back hand comes down the back thigh, other arm reaches up towards the sky. In the body, life trembles and awakens. One last inhale here. Bring the hand down, hands come to the waist, and turn the feet around in the other direction. Listening to the body as to what stance is best for you here. Keeping the torso parallel, opening through the chest and reaching out through fingers. Settling into the body. Back hand comes down the thigh and front arm reaches up towards life. Come back through warrior two, hands come back together and feet come together. We'll come down in a lying position. And relax back for a few minutes of Shavasana. What is the body feeling now? Softness in the back of the neck and down the spine, lower back, the hips. What do you notice in the back of the thighs, the calves, the soles of the feet? Feel that clear connection from brain to legs, up to intestines, stomach, lungs, and heart. Always connected. Shoulder blades, shoulders, tops of arms, forearms, wrists, palms of hands. Quiet in mouth, nose, eyes, ears. Listening to the inner body. Lengthen the breathing and bring some movement to fingers and toes. Roll the ankles and wrists. Give the knees a hug. Grateful for that connection that we feel between brain and other parts of the body. Rolling over, we'll come to a brief sitting position. May we be at ease. May we feel spaciousness in our brains and all the parts of our bodies. May we be open to our deeper selves. Namaste. Thanks for practicing. It's been good to be with you, and I'll see you the next time.